this. Someone asked me to do inaudible with chewing gum. I did it. Inaudible with no chewing gum. I did it. Someone asked me to do talking, like really talking to y'all, but with no chewing gum, but whispering, like soft speaking like this. Well, not really exactly soft speaking, because you have your soft speaking is like this. Hi, I'm Spirit, and welcome to ASMRTheChew. Thank you so much for being here. But today I am not doing soft speaking. I am going to do a whisper like you requested. So, how you doing? I hope you're doing all right. I'm doing okay. Like, chill. You know, life changes. Stuff always happen all the time. So, let me see, where can I start from? Just as a mini update. I recently, I had to downsize, right? And that was before all of this COVID and stuff had hit. I literally had to downsize. I was doing pretty good, but then I invited my family to come visit me. My sister came to visit me for her birthday, and then once she went home, our relationship didn't last. It kind of down spiral. I was hoping that it kind of like we could grow old together and just I have someone I can call. She called me. I check on her. She checked on me. But you know, it didn't. It was very short lived, because the reality is that I am the oldest sister. I am the oldest sister on both sides of my family. My mother, I'm the oldest sister of my mother's kids, and I'm the oldest sister of my father's kids. And I have a strained relationship on both freaking sides. You know what I'm saying? And I did a lot of running around and trying to fit in my family for a long time. And I even kind of like held back like my feelings or some of the things that I wanted to do or things I wanted to talk about, because I didn't want to make the room like very tense about or the atmosphere kind of weird. You know, I just kind of wanted to like start fresh every time I had an opportunity to be able to be connected to someone in my family. And my mother's side of family, like my sisters and my nieces and nephews, were very important to me at one point in my life. Now I have given them to God completely. Like, I know God got them. They're very blessed family. I feel like they get into it. They go through their little spats, but they're able to come back together and be a family where they're talking, drinking, partying, you know, whatever celebration or they ups and downs, they do that together. Not all the time, but they able to come back together where if one thing go wrong with me, with somebody in a family, then the whole family is pretty much against me. I'm completely out. That's just the way it is. Now, I have come to acceptance of that, and I recently came into acceptance of that in 2019. I started hearing my spirit talk to me. I could feel God making things clearer for me and understanding, you know, situations. And then God started bringing back memories, and he started putting situations together and showing me that my family has so many opportunities to do the same thing I was doing, which is making an effort to be a part of the family, making an effort to show that I love them. They did not take the opportunity. And one of the opportunities was when I had to go into the hospital, and I had to have another surgery. And maybe one day I'll talk about all of that, but I don't talk about my surgeries that I have. I just don't talk about it because my surgeries were kind of like well, they were life-changing, and it's just something that I just don't, I don't know, I just don't talk about it. I don't really talk about it. Only time I talk about it is when I go to the doctor and when I talk to my children, or if my health situation come up, then I talk about the surgeries that I had and whatever questions they have for me, but I don't bring it up. But I had to go into the hospital for surgery, and I was really, really, really scared. I was afraid because before that, I had surgery, and I had 2 blood transfusions from that one particular surgery, and I almost lost my life. And matter of fact, that a doctor had a hard time bringing me back, and it was during the time that I wasn't homeless, but I had already lost everything, and I was down to only having 1 more month rent. I didn't have my store rent. It was down to the point where I had 1 store, and I didn't even have the store rent at that point, and I only had 1 more rent for where I was staying at. And I went from having all of these beautiful cars to having to like lemon cars. They were just like one literally only cost me $1,000, which was Nadine's car I got for her so that she could help mama out, like with doing deliveries or getting herself back and forth to the places she needed to do, and taking Dream to school. And then I got another car, which was a Saturn. That car was, I signed for like a payment plan on that car. It was a used car, and it was like $6,000 at the time, and I made monthly payments on it. So it wasn't the kind of cars that I was used to having. Beautiful, shiny, nice cars. I had to go downsize to that. So when I was in the hospital at that time, I had those 2 cars, and then I had to rent. I had like a little nice townhouse apartment in Virginia, and it was our actual first apartment that we actually lived to. We always lived in a house everywhere we lived, from the time they were little to the time they was up until that time that I went to the hospital. We lived in a house because I always had just wanted my children raised in a house. I always wanted to be married, and I always wanted a lot of things that just didn't work out. Okay, but anyway, that was our first apartment because I was dealing with a bankruptcy. I couldn't get no apartment at the time. Nobody would take a chance on me giving me an apartment, and because Nadine did work with me in the floors and everything, and she made money, she was able to get the apartment in her name. So if anything did happen to me, the apartment was in Nadine's name. But I feel like her and Dream Pie would have been okay, maybe for about 6 months they would have been okay, because I did have a paycheck coming to me from the florist, but it was coming like 2 weeks down the line, and then it going to the bank account, and then it processed, and she could have used that to try to pay like the rent or whatever, and try to go on, but at that time I had contact my family. I talked to my mom. She made me feel like she was concerned and she cared. She told me not to worry, that she was going to call me the day that I had to go into the hospital, and she was going to call me after my surgery to make sure I'm okay. And if anything happened, the kids, she will make sure the kids know how to get to her. And then I talked to my sisters. I talked to all of them, and they told me that they was going to contact me. So, but right before I had went into the hospital, unfortunately, I made a mistake. I didn't listen. I got all giddy, and for some reason, when somebody tell me that they need me, and if I have the money, I get excited. I'm just excited to help. And so at the time, right before, even though I told everybody and everybody agreed that they was going to be there for me, right after that, my mom called me and told me something about my sister's car. My sister called me and told me about the car. She needed money to get her car work doing. So I sent my mother money, and then I sent my sister money for the mother money she said she's going to use for the same sister. And then my sister called me and told me what she needed more, and I sent the money. And they told me that I was going to have it. My mom told me I was going to have the money in 3 days. But when I contacted her, basically she cursed me out. And then when I tried to contact my sister, she went into, screaming about how she has never had no help. Nobody has never looked out for her. And she got to do all this stuff by herself. And I'm trying to figure out what that got to do with me lending you money that you said you was going to get back to me as soon as you got paid. Because that's what she said, And then after she said everything she said, she hung up on me. So I was hurt and I was sad about that. But then right after that, I went into the hospital and I had my surgery. And when I was in the bed, it was about an hour before Dave was going to take me to the surgery room. Nadine and Dream was in the room with me. And I had started making phone calls, just to let everybody know, because they didn't call me. So I started calling just to let them know that I'm going to be, going into surgery. Nobody answered the phone. Nobody called me back. And I was waiting for people to call me back. I didn't get no call back. So the only call I had got was after surgery, which was my Uncle Keith. And at the time, I was so glad that my Uncle Keith called me because I was really feeling low. And when I came out of surgery, the doctor told me I had some complications and that I was going to have to stay in the hospital a little while because of the complications that I had. But she was glad that I was a fighter. I got back. And, I talked about this before. I talked about what happened to me. I had like an out-of-body experience. I talked about that before, but I'm not going to talk about that right now because, I just want to give you this life update. And I'm already rambling. But anyway, after my children were let back in the room to see me and everything, I got a call. Hey, me, it's your Uncle Keith. Girl, you made it through the surgery. And I was like, yes, Uncle Keith, I made it through the surgery. But yeah, God brought that back to me and showed me during that time I got no phone call, nothing from nobody. Nobody said, I'm glad you're okay. And what's so crazy is months and months went past. I ain't hear nothing from them. If I had passed away, my kids, God showed me that my kids would have been all alone. They wouldn't have had nobody at all. Period. Nobody. I don't care what side, who, what, nobody at all. When my daughter made phone calls when she needed extra help, no one contribute, no one offer a console or, a peace of mind, nothing. So they would have been completely alone and Nadine would have been responsible for Dream, and God showed me that. And even when God showed me that, I kind of try to put it behind the back of my head and in my back of my heart and try not to think about that. And I still try to reach out to family and just want to look, we family, you know what I mean? I love you. Let's try to make something work. Anyway, nothing panned out, nothing worked out. So in 2019, I started just really paying attention to everything that God has showed me. And he said, how much time you going to waste trying to be a part of something that maybe you're not supposed to be a part of. Maybe you weren't meant to be a part of. Or maybe they got things or going places that you're not going with them. And maybe they're not going with you. So what you have to start doing is living and loving and enjoying the peace and the people that is in your life right now, your surroundings right now. So I started focusing on my life now and what was going on. And I have a lot of spiritualites that like my voice. Some of them like my chewing gum and some of them like my eating. I mean, not everybody subscribers, and I have people that I feel connected to, in so many different ways. Even though I'm not physically in your life, I'm spiritually or mentally or emotionally or just visual in your life. And that's a lot, and that's enough. That's wonderful. So yeah, I love that. And then I have Nadine and I have Dream. Now, Dream, I started going through the transition. Oh my God, the transition with my son. My son growing up, no longer a boy, he's a man. It hurt me to kind of see him, move forward, move out without, being with us. I wanted us to be in a family house. We had all planned to buy a family house, and we was all planning on living together. And that's what we thought. And then out of nowhere, my son changed his mind, and which is okay. He decided that he was going to well, it's not that he changed his mind. He did, let me be honest, he did move out because it was about work related. He needed to be able to get to work, and be in the area of work. So he did move out for that reason. But at first he was saying, let's all move out and let's all do this. But then it went from, I'm going to move out and I'm going to do this. And I had to come to acceptance with that. That was pretty hard because I literally constantly think about my son and worried about my son and who I am today. At this moment, I barely call my son. I only call him when, the spirit moved me, or I feel like I just want to say, hey son, I love you. How you doing? How's everything? How's work? But I don't call him from every little thing. Like just calling him to see if he ate, if he bought food, if he paid his bills, to see how his car doing, what his life is consistent of. I don't do that. I pretty much don't mess with my son anymore because I don't want to be a nagger, and he, I don't want to treat him like he's a mommy's boy, My son know I love him. I know he love me. And when we get together, we love each other, you know what I'm saying? And then me and Nadine come to realize that it's just me and Nadine, And then we had to deal with getting Brad ready to transition out, which we were releasing Brad. It's a beautiful car, 2018 Jeep Wrangler. We got him in 2018. It was time to transition out to get us a new vehicle or keep him. We didn't know what we wanted to do yet. So we finally transitioned him out, and I do have a new car. One of my spirit likes to spell what the freak is going on. When I watch your vlogs, it's like it's a month or months. And girl, stop playing. It ain't no months behind, but it is like a month behind. You right about that, girl. I'm trying to get caught up, but I gotta be honest. I love my vlog watchers, but when I started this channel, it was to give, period, to give what I can to make you feel good, make you feel relaxed, feel comfort, and feel love. That's why I started this channel. So doing ASMR may come before the vlogs, even though I do vlog every day. I don't take the time out to edit a vlog. I feel like the vlog is a treat, and you know that, okay? You know that. Now, and I added the vlog just so, some of you could get to know who I am outside of, outside of that, okay? And plus I enjoy it. I just enjoy talking. I talk a lot. And sometimes when I don't feel like talking, I don't say anything. That's just the way it is. Sometimes I just talk. It's just there. I can't stop and I keep going. That's just who I am. And then other times I'm just like, even though I'm not saying that, my mind is talking. And I'm just pretty much being aware and listening and taking notes. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so after the Jeep and everything, me and Nadine, was trying to get settled in our new apartment, trying to make it cute, and it was a downsize from where I was. I had a nice big townhouse. It was beautiful. The price size was big too, and it wasn't beautiful, it was big, okay? I had to downsize because, like I said, after my sister came, I started dealing with some, issues, like health issues. And I started trying to get myself together because I started going through some transitions. Like, I still eat sugar, don't get me wrong, I eat sugar here and there because I love the sweets, okay? Y'all know I got all this sugar from eating those sweets, okay? But because I am older, your girl is the big 5 freaking 0, period. And I'm happy to be in my 50s because God said I am still here and I got work to do and I'm not going nowhere until He say so, okay? So yes, honey, I am 50 in the living flesh, living in the living world, okay? Yes, but I had to get off a lot of the sugar. Like, I eat sweets, but not like I was. Oh my God. I had to have a chocolate candy bar every freaking day. Every freaking day. Give me some Almond Joy, some Hershey Kisses, a Hershey bar with almonds. Oh my God. A York, a 2 weeks. Let me not talk too much. My stomach freaking out. It's getting hungry. So I love me some freaking cookies, the Wendy's cookies. Oh my God, I love sweets, y'all. I love sweets. I gotta have my sweets. I was eating that stuff like every day, and I decided me and Nadine decided that it's time to, like, eat sweets in moderation, but I had to let it go, the everyday thing, the every other day, the every 3 days. So now, like, I literally, today, I make better choices. Like, for instance, if I can get it sugar-free, your girl is getting it sugar-free. Now, if I can't, and I want it, I'll eat it in moderation. I'll make sure that if I eat sweets today, I'm not going to eat sweet tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I'm eating in moderation. But if it has a choice of sugar-free, then I'm getting the sugar-free first. But instead of the sugar, so I'm making better choices than that. And yes, oh my God, y'all remember I used to drink fruit punch every day. I'm gonna tell y'all, okay, off camera, I had 2 Snapples, a fruit punch Snapple and a peach Snapple, and sometimes a grape Arizona in the same day, honey. And then I would go to Jack in the Box and get their fruit punch. I would get 1 in the morning, 1 at night. So I was drinking like 5 freaking drinks every day. Every single day. I loved it, even if I didn't eat nothing. I was drinking my drinks, okay? Well, guess what? Today, I drink mostly water, almond milk, and my daughter make me natural juice, organic juice, smoothies, and I drink coffee, decaf coffee. And that's another thing. Right before I moved into my big townhouse with the big money, big price, okay, not my big, I had a big money. Child, I was giving up everything trying to stay there, okay? But before I moved in there, I had just transitioned from caffeine coffee to decaf. And then one of my spirit lights, I believe it was Mandy, she was telling me, either Mandy or another spirit light, might have been Teresa, might have been Sarah, I don't know, but it was a while ago, was telling me that the Starbucks hot chocolate still had caffeine in it. So then I became aware that some of the hot chocolates that I drink has caffeine in it. I'm sorry, y'all hear my stomach, it's hungry, I'm getting ready to eat. And so I started drinking the hot chocolate. I started going really decaf with the coffee. Sorry, decaf with the coffee, the hot chocolate, the tea. I went totally decaf. So going caffeine free, I was going through some like emotional stuff, okay? Then I went sugar free, and then stuff started going clarity in my mind, and stuff started hitting me like 3D, like what the freak was you thinking? Why did you do this? Why was you with this person? Why did you invite this person. Why did you go there? Girl, it was the sugar. It had me messed up. And now I guess I see things a lot more clear now. So now that I had went sugar-free, then Nadine started us on the gluten-free. So we started doing the sugar, caffeine-free, gluten-free, no, caffeine-free, sugar-free, gluten-free. Oh my God, girl. Child. I was so emotional. I was crying out loud. I wasn't crying by myself. Nadine was crying with me sometimes. We just be crying. And then now we think about it and we go back and think about the times that we were crying. We cracks the freak up. It's so funny. But we was really emotionally hurt, depressed, sad, and down, and just disappointed with a lot of things. And then after that, we got through that hurdle. We started dealing with the freaking mother effing neighbor, okay? The freaking neighbor. And then I had to learn some things that I did before. I may not do now because I had to learn my lesson. And one of the things that I did do, my neighbor got on my freaking nerve. So every time I talk about his tail, and sometimes I happen to talk about them because my window be open and I see them, or I tell you what they did. And then one day they figured out that I was talking about them, and they figured out that I was their neighbor. And you know how that went. It was not good. So today, child, I see some stuff. Oh my God, I laugh all the time. I cracks the freak up. And me and Ding be talking, but now it's table talk. So there's some things about my neighbor that you won't know. Because I learned my lesson, because people freaking out. Some people, if you hear somebody talking about you and see them, they mention something, you're like, oh, okay, that's my neighbor. They not gonna go out their way to act freaking crazy like my freaking neighbor. I haven't even did story time on it yet, but me and Nadine was in the house hiding in different places and trying to stay in different corners of the apartment, hoping that a shotgun bullet don't come through the window or the door, because the freaking neighbor upstairs had a freaking shotgun and all you heard was boom, 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 just shooting them. I think they were just shooting it for no reason, but we didn't know what was going on outside our apartment. We didn't know if people was doing stuff. We didn't know what was going on. If there was a fight, we didn't know. And then I was so scared, hoping that one of the bullets don't come through the floor. And me and Nadine right there. So it wasn't just one occasion. I think about between 3 or 4 times that we heard that shotgun. We was in the house, scared to death, hiding, and trying to wait for a moment that it was quiet where we could go run, get out the house, get in the car, and get out of there. Like, the neighbor was effing nuts, so I ended up moving out of there. So much I have not told y'all. I moved out of there. I ended up moving down to my son's house, moving to my temporary apartment, which was in the same freaking apartment complex around the corner from my neighbor, because the freaking management didn't want to work with me. And she didn't care that I was afraid. She didn't care. All she cared about was making sure she charged me high rent, getting the rent, and doing a little bit of tit for tat picking, and she know her both know she was doing little stuff. Her little friends leaving me comments and stuff like that, little harassment right along with the freaking neighbor. So it was just a lot going on. So we ended up moving out of a temporary apartment, and then we moved here, where I am now, where I feel comfortable. It's beautiful, it's clean, it's airy, it's breathtaking, it's so peaceful, and I absolutely love it. And I just want y'all to know that your girl is okay. I'm okay, and things will get better in the future. Now, I did have this real light ask me about the studio. Now, the studio, at the time I was looking for the studio before I found out that I had to suddenly move. So I started looking for the studio and the apartment at the same time. And what I was going to do was split what budget I had down the middle, give something to the studio and something to the apartment, just a little bit to the studio. Like, I'm gonna be honest, between $300 and $500 for a studio. I'm not in position to pay no $1,000, no $5,000 a month for no studio. I would love to be in that position, but I'm not. So I try to get what I can in my budget, and during the process of looking, we was out there. We looked at a lot of places. We had some potential, and some places were scary. Some places was weird. Some places was so small. Some places was too loud. And then you gotta remember, your girl, when she needs a quiet place, because I do ASMR, you know. I don't want to go into a studio and then I hear somebody's music. Like, one studio was next to a barber shop, another one's next to a salon, another one was next to an insurance company, the other one had like a edible food, accounting, and another one was like a law firm. So it was like, and then even in the law firm, it was so freaking loud. It was so loud. So it was like, and then the other thing is, some of the studios that I tried to get, I couldn't control the AC myself, and the AC unit was so freaking loud, like loud, that you probably wouldn't be able to hear me over the microphone. So it was like a lot of complications. You know, in one studio, the man showed us studio, he started picking up worms off the floor and said, "Oh, don't worry about that. They come in here all the time. Worm on the ceiling, worm on the floor." All I could think about was my wig on it. And I'm sitting there eating, and a worm dropped down in my food or drop in my... That's how it would have been. I would have freaked out my bad out, okay? So, no, it was just a lot. It was a lot of stuff that I tried to do, and it just didn't work out. And then COVID was just getting worse at the time. And because your girl is older and I have an immune, you know, I deal with immune problems. Look, I had to back off of that and say, look, just get a decent place to live. Okay, so I found a place to live, and the place where I live at is pretty much the same as where I lived at before, but better, but it's a little bit more higher. And so that cut into the studio money. So when Spirit Girl is able and can afford to go out there and really get a nice and safe studio that's going to be quiet and fit what I need it to be used for, I will let y'all know. Okay, so no, I'm not working on the studio right now, but I'm always constantly like, that's it for rent. Let me call them. So I call and find out how much is for rent. Most times it's like, oh, okay, thank you. It's not what I want to hear. And then sometimes it's rented. Do you know, they had to sign up, then they be like, it's rented. Child, let me tell you what happened one day real quick. I called this one place, and I just wanted to know how much the rent monthly. I was so excited. The lady asked me, said, well, what's your budget? And when she asked me, I said, well, between 3 and 5. She said, oh, 300,000, 500,000. I was like, oh. She's like, 300 to 500,000. I was like, no, $300 to $500. She's like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't help you. And hung the F up. Okay, she hung up on me. And I was like, so I called back, and she told me that they were units that you buy, you know, even though it's an office building, people buy units. And I was like, $300,000. Oh my God, chill. Okay. I was like, oh, okay, I understood why she hung up on me. Okay, then I had one lady, she had up there, I thought it said $18 a month for like a little small office space, but then she said $18K and started giggling, and I was like, 18 freaking K for what? So I was like, okay, Spirit, you definitely have to get yourself in a position where you can try to find you something in your range, and then when people say certain things on the phone, don't be like, excuse you, because I'm like, girl, what you say? I lose all my professionalism, all of it, when they start talking about stuff in 1,000 just for something that I need for a couple of hours a day. You know, I'm child. that's the update on the studio. No studio right now, okay? So yeah, y'all gonna get what Spirit can give you. And we got here this far, we roll along this far, and we still hanging together. And you know, Spirit Girl, love y'all. I'm still here, okay? I'm still the same person who celebrated when I got 50 followers, when I got 500 followers, when I got 50,000 followers, and when I got 500,000 followers. I'm still your girl. I'm still the same person, just with a little bit more age, maturity, spiritual growth, and more love for you, period. Okay, so pretty much that's where I am right now, and it's the summertime. I'm excited to start the summertime. I'm excited to be doing some new things. I'm just gonna be working on getting some new hair, some new clothes, some new makeup, some new eyeshadows, added to what I already have. I'm working on still unpacking. I'm still unpacking. I'm still trying to get my room together. So as soon as I got my room all cute and decorated, I'm gonna show it to you. And I'm working on still closing out the storage. I got my furniture all moved in, and pretty much I'm trying to get settled in so I can become even more better for you. Okay, so thank you so much for watching and listening. I hope you loved the life update. Oh, also, Spirit Lights asked me about my other channels. I'm slowly but surely coming back. I'm already working back on getting videos up for my Facebook, Spirit Lights, and I'm going to be working on the website, and also we're going to be working on our channels. The last channel that's coming back is going to be Nadine and Spirit. Spirit and Nadine going to come back first, and Nadine and Spirit, but they are going to come back. Me and my family, we all working on ourselves. Nadine, and when she's ready, she'll be back for sure, okay? It is going to be lit when we come back together, because I miss Nadine too. And myself, I am still working on myself. I'm just recently getting back on a treadmill, getting back on a stepper. I need to lose, I lost 20 pounds. I know 20 pounds not a lot with all this sugar up in here. But it's enough. It's a little something. I need to lose some more weight. Yeah, for health reasons, I do. I love to eat. You know that. And then I'm waiting for things to really clear up so I can start working. Cause y'all know I was going to the dentist all the time, so COVID kind of affected that. I haven't been going. I'm not really scared, but I'm just being cautious and being careful. So soon I'll be working on my teeth again, and what else am I going to be doing? I would tell y'all I'm about to get a butt reduction, but my son said, Mom, you better not. So, no, I'm just going to try to lose weight to get rid of some of these butts and this butt and it. That's about it. And just enjoy being ASMRTheChew, your girl Spirit. Bye. Bye, y'all.